Firstly, I'm sorry that I cannot be with you today to present this submission in person, but may I thank the Board of Engineers Australia for this opportunity to present what I believe is a very exciting project for Australian engineering. Our journey to the Freefall project started in 2009, when Engineers Australia became the first national institution to sponsor a forest in the National Arboretum. Located in a prominent position, the Engineers Australia forest contains some 500 freefall pin oak trees, 300 of which have already been dedicated to Australian engineers and their stories. In 2013, as part of the celebration of Canberra's centenary, we launched a design ideas competition for a feature to be located within the forest to celebrate Australian engineering achievement. 33 entries were received from across Australia. The winner, Freefall, was submitted by the Queensland engineering firm of Bly Tanner. The sculptural concept design of a shell form and cantilevered structure reflects on the cochlear implant. I, for one, cannot think of a better example of a transformative Australian engineering innovation, one that has changed many lives. In November 2015, the Board of Engineers Australia agreed that Freefall should be incorporated as a key component of the 2019 centenary of Engineers Australia and requested that the Freefall Steering Committee develop a costed project implementation plan for consideration by the Board. This submission to the Board presents that project implementation plan. To assist the Board's consideration of this plan, let me make a few points. We felt it very important to develop a sound methodology for the management of this project, just as we should for any engineering project. The plan outlines the management structure, the roles and responsibilities of the various players and stakeholders, and the steps to develop and implement the project by 2019. The plan also contains an assessment of strategic implementation risks, and we have formulated the plan in such a way as to minimise Engineers Australia's exposure to risk at every stage. The plan also contains an estimate of cost. From the very start of the project, we have made it clear that cost is critical and that the project will not proceed if it exposes Engineers Australia to unacceptable capital or operating costs. We have included provision for cost consultancy and value management advice to ensure that costs are contained and managed. We are confident that the money needed for the Freefall project can be raised by sponsorship and donations from Australian engineering. But delivery of the project by the 2019 date requires some tasks to start immediately. Our submission therefore seeks an advance of $81,000 from the Engineers Australia budget in order to undertake initial design development and to achieve statutory approvals, including works approval from the National Capital Authority. This request is in the form of seed funding only, with the money to be repaid through project fundraising. We believe that it is very important to the timely progress of the project that this money be allocated. The seed funding will enable us to advance design development almost to the final documentation stage. And this, by the way, is a requirement of the NCA works approval process, and to achieve site, project and planning approvals from the NCA and the ACT government. The fact that we have design development and statutory approvals will, in our view, enhance the attractiveness of the project to sponsors. Now, in conclusion, I would like to turn to what the project will achieve for Engineers Australia. Freefall has the ability to achieve something that aligns with both the Engineers Australia strategic plan and the long expressed desire of our members to tell the nation the story of what we do in a high-profile way. While relatively new, the National Arboretum has become a significant national institution with over 1 million visitors to date. Situated adjacent to the main events terrace, close to the Visitor Centre and the Margaret Whitlam Pavilion Function Centre, the creative and dynamic use of Freefall would capture the imagination of visitors and would enable Engineers Australia to convey the continually developing story of engineering, past, present and future, in a way that has never been possible before. It is also our intention that Freefall should be a dynamic example of Australian engineering, not simply a static feature. Its location would enable Engineers Australia to use Freefall and the nearby Function Pavilion as the centre for engineering events that showcase the contribution of engineering to our nation in an ongoing way. We also have the ability to develop thematic content for Freefall that activates the feature to tell our story. This could be done virtually, using iPhones and iPads, and possibly using augmented reality to showcase engineering projects and achievements. This content could also be updated easily so that it is always relevant and current. I, for one, would like to see us run a competition amongst our younger and more tech-savvy members, possibly using Create magazine to tell us how to do this. We could also run a competition, again through the magazine, for members to tell us what they think are the 100 defining events in Australian engineering history. Communicating this in the thematic content would be a powerful way to get our message across. In all, I really believe that Freefall can be an important tool to increase public awareness of engineering and to underline the importance of Engineers Australia as the trusted voice of the engineering profession and the global home for engineering professionals renowned as leaders in shaping a sustainable world. Thank you.